Hello, fellow wealth builders. This is TJ from tjtrue.com. And before we get into it, if you could hit the like, the subscribe, and the notification button so that you could get up to date notifications on everything that I'm doing as it happens in real time, that would be awesome and I would appreciate it. Today, I wanted to talk to you about what is an interesting thing for me, especially when you think about how it relates to wealth building and to our social crises, crises, crises. Anyway, what's going on in the world today is the fact that for the fourth year in a row, the birth rate has declined. People are not making as many babies in America as they used to, and are definitely not making enough to replenish the current population. Which, no matter how you look at it, it only, to me, it's better than the alternative, which is forced population control and the things that happen naturally because of too many people in a spot with diseases, more crime, all of these things that affect us naturally because the earth is always trying to keep a balance. So I don't think it's that big of a deal that more people are not having babies, and not just more people are not having babies, but in addition to that, more people are waiting, more women are waiting until their 30s and 40s and above to actually procreate. And I hear so much criticism about that, but if I'm being completely honest, how many people do you know in their teens and 20s who are financially and emotionally capable and ready to give birth and raise an entire generation of a person? Like, not that many. And surely we should give props and credit to the people who recognize that and wait until they are ready. Yes, that means that there are fewer people who will be born, but then that also means that there are the consequences for our carbon footprint will naturally start balancing itself out. Like, we already know we're killing this planet. We're killing it just by existing. Well, not just by existing, but by existing in the way that we are existing. And because we are either incapable or unwilling to change our ways fast enough to enact real change, in that way, we are actually creating a circumstance to where we are creating change in another way. By there being fewer of us, there will be fewer tons and millions of tons of plastic being thrown in the ocean, uh, less strain on our ozone layer. I mean, I can think of a million reasons why a smaller population would be a very positive influence on this planet, but not just that, a positive influence on us financially. Getting back to us, which is what I'm here for and what I'm about. The fewer people there are competing for resources, and the fewer people there are competing in small spaces, especially when you think about commerce. There are millions and millions of stores everywhere. On the internet, on the streets, there are millions and millions of places where people are selling their wares, and it is very hard for the average person to stand out. There are a lot of hardworking men and women who will die in poverty because they are unable to differentiate themselves from their competitors. And that's not so much a, like, I mean, like, it's a negative factor, but I don't think it speaks to their ability to do business properly. It speaks to their inability to self promote and to market properly, which marketing is a huge part of your business, but that is not the part of your business that relates directly to what you do unless you are a marketing firm. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you are the best bakery in town, but you don't know how to market yourself, you might go under, go bankrupt. It doesn't matter how good your product is if nobody comes and eats it. And word of mouth will only go so far, especially when it comes to small towns or places that are disconnected from social media and the internet and the wide scheme of things. We need to be focusing on understanding how fewer competition is better in the long run, but also until the day comes where there is a small enough amount of competition to where everybody can thrive, we need to also start helping each other to get to where we need to be. Because fewer babies means that there will be fewer networking opportunities, which means that there will be fewer people who can teach you something, fewer people who can enact change in your life by giving you the information you need or the guidance you need or being a mentor to you or your children and things of that nature. So, each one teach one. And that's what I came here to say. Later.